Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. Jacqueline. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. Jacqueline at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're joining us. Welcome back to our show on USA Global TV, Wild at Heart, Real, Authentic, Uncut, a show by men, for men, and about men. My name is Roland Friedl. I'm the host of these shows, and I'm very excited because today we have the second episode already. We started last week successfully with an amazing panel, and so we are going to continue, and I will bring on the men on the show, the panel guys, and then we will discuss our new topic. My name is Roland, and from my background, I'm an entrepreneur. I run a coaching consulting company worldwide with huge companies we support. Right now, I do a lot of trainings in the US and Canada online from my RV. I'm traveling in my RV around Europe, meaning that since 1st of April, I live and work full-time from my RV. And right now, I'm very excited because it fits absolutely to our show today. I'm joining a men's festival in my home country that starts tonight. Actually, I had to go down with my RV back to the main village because there was no network up there in the mountains. But after this show, I will continue to go back. And so I'm streaming, if you want so, by a men's festival. But it's not a topic. Let's start with my first panelist. And he was the first person who said, when I gave him a call, yes, I'm onto it. And welcome from Poland, m.kraszewski.
Hi, Roland. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Marcin. Great to have you here again. Okay, my second panelist is Christian Brosch from Germany.
Hi, guys. Welcome to this second episode. Hi, Roland. Hi, Marcin. Hi, guys.
Hi, Christian. Hi. Great to have you back again. By the way, we had an amazing show yesterday on the Mallorca Connection with the interview. Thanks for that so far. Okay. And from my friend from my former home island, which has been my home base for the last 14 years, when I left on end of March, Ezra. Welcome, Ezra.
Hello, Roland. Hello, everyone. I hope you're all well.
Thank you so much for having us. Yeah, actually, for those who joined our last show, the other two top managers from Egypt, Hazem and Mounir, they have the day off. But we have a new panelist who will join us every week, and I'm very happy to have him on board. Let's welcome from England, Big Scott.
Hello.
Hi, Big Scott. Hello. Hi. Great to have you here.
Hi, Big Scott.
How are we doing?
Scott.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be part of the panel. So nice to meet you all, guys. So
cool.
Yeah,
Thank
all
you
good
so
here
much for having you. Yes.
In lovely Wales. We've had a bit of good sunshine today. So
very good. Okay, so let's get right into the topic. And yeah, for you out there, dear guys, or maybe there are some girls also watching us, if you have a topic that you're interested that we should discuss, please send us an email or go on our website. It's bonfiretalks.com. You can communicate with us. If you have any suggestions for any topic that you want us to have discussed in this male man panel, let us know. But the topic for today is that we choose was hobby. So meaning, what kind of role does a hobby play in a man's world? Is it important? Why we should have, as a man, also have a hobby besides our work and our relationship? Why is it important? And yeah, let's start with this. I would love to ask Marcin first. Marcin, do you have a hobby? What kind of hobby? Is it always the same, like starting from your childhood? Why did it change? And what does it give to you? What do you think is it important for men to have a hobby?
Yeah, I would wish to have just one hobby, because then probably I would not spend so much money on different things that I used to do. So actually, I was interested in many different things. When I was into something, I was in it completely. So I was obsessed at the moment, but then after a few weeks and after gaining, a reasonable amount of knowledge and skills in this topic, I got bored and I switched to something else. So I think the only one that actually stayed with me is to, I don't know if it is a hobby, but maybe just deepening my knowledge about the living world around us. And the second is deepening my knowledge about people. But hobby-wise, what is currently for me important is watercolor painting and what else? And redecoration. So me and my wife usually are redecorating all of our places like several times a year, and it is like a sport actually. So we just wonder how many layers of wallpaper we can just stick to the same place. So we have a lot of fun through that and also strengthening our relationship.
Thank you so much, Marcin. Christian, do you have a hobby? What is it? Is it since the beginning? Did you change them?
Oh, well, right now I have 4 main hobbies right now. But in my past, I had one hobby I really did to the max, which was Taekwondo, like martial arts stuff. I did that from when I was 18 until I was about 40, I think. Well, it was quite a long time, so I did it till mastery, I say. And then my hips, they didn't like it too much, so I had to look for some new hobbies. And right now, as I mentioned, I got 4 main hobbies right now. The first one is climbing, inside and outside. Then it's diving with gear and without, which is called apnoe diving. And it's yoga. And I'm doing art. Well, I don't know. It's living out my female and creative side. I'm building little pyramids with gems inside and stuff like that. So this really brings me down. And the thing I use my hobbies for is to first expand my view, because I'm meeting new people, I'm learning new stuff, I'm coming to different new places, I have to adapt to new places, and it's always fun, of course. And for diving, it's also like a meditation for me. If I go underwater, there's this total stillness and no gravity. This is so peaceful there. If I'm underwater for about half an hour or something, well, of course with breathing, it's like meditation for me. And the climbing thing for me is to keep my body in shape, because you have to be really strong. You have to gain some strength if you climb up different boulders or routes. So, and you have to gain flexibility and stuff like that. And it's also about meeting other people. And I can tell you, climbers are very nice people.
Thank you for that. Thank you, Christian. Ezra, do you follow a hobby in your life on the island?
Well, my hobbies have changed throughout my life, of course, through different stages of my life. When I was younger, I used to do a lot of sports like tennis, American football, wrestling, and others. And as I growing older, I have picked up other sports, and other hobbies. My main hobby right now is my spiritual practice and study. And as a sport, I now do stand-up paddle, especially in the summertime, and whenever the weather is nice, which is most of the time here in Mallorca. And recently, I've picked up a hobby of studying a bit more about nutrition, about the really healthy type of nutrition that we have lost due to this modern marketing scheme of food that we've been suffering for the past 40 to 50 years. So yeah, hobbies are very important and part of my life, but they have changed throughout the years. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ezra. Before I talk about my hobbies, Big Scott, I want to know, do you have a hobby that you're really passionate about it? Did it change in the last decades?
I've had hobbies, various ones at the age of 8. So currently at the moment, geocaching and sea glass hunting with my daughter. Kills 2 birds with 1 stone, basically bonding time with water. And also I'm sorry, I got a little bit sidetracked there. So yeah, geocaching is a thing that a friend of ours introduced us to. So it's a glorified hide and seek. So you're out in the countryside, so you're getting away from technology, although you do need your phone sometimes to find. Getting out in the fresh air and just get away from all the static noise, I think, is a good thing. A lot of hobbies stop all the niggling voices and stuff in your mental. They've got to rest and you've got to play. So anything, it doesn't, when people say a hobby, what is a hobby? You might like drawing, you might like just knitting or crocheting or going out in the garden, but something that takes your mind away from reality is a good thing. So I think a hobby is necessary, yes.
Thank you so much, Big Scott. Yeah, from when I was preparing for this show, actually, I was thinking about the topic, man, hobby, and I was thinking about myself and my past. What about my hobby? And I, like some of you already said, depending on different stages of my life, my hobbies changed. So sports was actually always a part of it. Actually, I'm not an athletic one, but I did martial arts. I was playing handball in my youth. When I became older, I had a time where I retired for a few years. I made a longer break from my work. I was playing golf every day like crazy. Water sports, stand-up paddling. A lot of my sports was combined with my dogs. I was always running with my dog. I was running. I was hiking. I did marathon stuff like that. It always changed, and I did some stuff in music. I was playing guitar that I stopped. Right now, I'm thinking about starting again playing guitar. Unfortunately, I forgot mine in Mallorca, but I will buy one here on the trip. And yeah, and when I came here to this amazing venue of the Men's Festival, just besides, there's one of the largest archery clubs here. So in the woods, they do archery. I guess you call it archery. And I was thinking, maybe an interesting topic. Maybe I start with that. But what I want to say is, when I look back at my hobbies, depending on my stage of my life, some hobbies, when I've been more introverted, I love to be by myself, doing some stuff just for myself. And when I had more extroverted phases, I shared my hobbies with friends. So we played golf together, or did this or did that. But I never did a hobby for the entire life. Sports, of course, but different kinds of sports. But always when it came to a certain level, it bored me and I wanted to try out something new. So I'm a person, I always want to try out something new, explore something new, and I don't stick to it. And then because, we are working, we have family, we have only 24 hours. So I guess I have a full day. I really do a lot. But I kind of continue with all my hobbies. So I'm always changing them and finding new stuff, interesting stuff. I dig to this, but I don't have one that I really stick into it. So my question is to you guys here in the panel: do you have one hobby that you're really into it, and you will say that's the one and only, or do you also try out different stuff? Who wants to jump in?
Well, as I said, I did Taekwondo for 25 years, and that was quite a long time. Not my whole life, but at least more than half of my life. And I still do it, but not more in the competitive way. I don't do this competitions no more. I'm just, if there's I don't know how you call it, this sack hanging, boxing sack. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's the right thing. I go there, I kick a little, I punch it a little, just for the movement, just for the feeling, and then I let go again. So the professional ambition is gone. It's more like for enjoyment right now.
Okay, thank you, Christian. Big Scott, you wanted to add something? Scott, you're muted.
There we go. We'll try again. So it's all new to me. Yeah, I was just saying I've never had one hobby that has lasted from 18 or 19. I've played golf on and off, but I spent most of my time looking for the balls rather than actually seeing a fairway. So that pops into my life every now and then. And I think it's a good one for stress relief because you could just go down the range, buy a bucket of 50 balls and just pretend they're people, you know, and just frustrations. And you could just knock them down. It doesn't matter how far they go. It just gets rid of that little bit of energy. But yeah, I'm a Gemini. I have every 6 months I have a different hobby, you know. So if something pricks my mind and that's interesting, it takes off the beaten path. Give it a go. You know, it doesn't have to be a static thing, and you don't have to do it to a professional level. Just use it as a mind relaxant, because whatever you're doing, if you concentrate on what you're doing, you notice that your mind just switches off, and it just gives you that little bit of freedom wherever you are.
Yeah. Absolutely. And what I've seen in my business world, you know, with all the executive managers, we became friends. What I see is those who are really more conservative and stuck to what they're doing, they're stuck with one hobby. And those who are more open-minded, they always try out different things. I don't know if you have the same experience, but that's what my experience is. There are some people who stick with something because they feel comfortable. They made it around what I would say a comfort zone around the hobby. They're good in it. They can talk about it. They become a specialist about it. And the other ones are more flexible and trying out different stuff and say, okay, let's do this. Why not do, I don't know, bungee jumping or diving or climbing or I don't know, do yoga or whatever it is. Try it out. I want to bring something. I have a question, guys, because as far as I remember here in the panel, I guess MARCIN was the only one who mentioned his wife doing something together. So, guys, you prefer to do your hobby by yourself, or would you love to do it with your partner, or you say no? She does her stuff, I do my stuff. What's your opinion? I mean, let's start with MARCIN because you brought it on.
Yeah, I certainly need to clarify here because probably my wife is watching us. So hello, honey. Yeah, so the decoration stuff is something that we usually do together because we are a very good team and we love to decide on colors of furnitures, of setups and designs. So this is something that actually brought us together. But I have also some of the hobbies that I have just for me. And she has herself for herself because we just understand that we need this time away from each other. So I have also something like I mentioned, watercolor painting, gardening, I don't know, drawing, or maybe playing ukulele that I do. And usually I do it alone, maybe because of my bad playing skills. But yeah, I love what Big Scott said, that actually there is this special time actually I can spend with myself thinking about nothing, just totally in the flow of what I'm doing. And I don't know how about you guys, but I think those moments actually keep me sane. How about you?
Christian, you want to step in? Like I see you
Well,
briefing.
yes, I can absolutely relate to that what Marcin said. And when I think back, there were some hobbies. In fact, it was this climbing thing I did with my partner, because you have to have someone you really can rely on, because this person is holding the rope, and on the end of the rope there is you high up. I mean, like maybe 50 meters high. So you really have to have someone you can rely on. So that was what we did together. But as Marcin said, and as Scott said, so sometimes it's really cool to have this time on your own as a man, especially, and let your mind just switch off and be in this nothing box, as they call it.
Absolutely. Ezra, you want to add something?
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely. Doing a hobby with your partner is beautiful. I would think one of the best things in life. share yourself with your partner and your partner with yourself. We love to go to the beach. We do some stand-up paddling once in a while. We share a TV series whenever we pick one. So it's a good time to share and to be with each other and bond even more. Definitely, hobbies are important because they allow the activity, whether it's physical or mental, to be much more in contact with ourselves and not so much on the outside as we normally are. So definitely a hobby is very important, whichever it is. And for now, stand-up paddling is a way for me to go out in the ocean in the quiet, having my dog also on it. So we all both enjoy and I just enjoy the nature and the sun and the breeze and be with each other and with myself. Yeah. So sharing is always good.
Yeah, absolutely. Ezra, you mentioned your dog, and the reason why I've always had dogs is because some people know my background. I'm always very busy. I love to work. I love to create new stuff, start new businesses, stuff like that. And sometimes I forget to have time for myself. But the dog forces me to go out, and I love the dog walks, and I see it as a hobby to walk my dogs or run with my dogs. I did long hiking tours with them. I was the Camino de Santiago, so I did this pilgrim tour, 820 kilometers from France to Spain, stuff like that. So it forces me to, because sometimes we are so busy, we are so stuck in our business and our job that we forget about ourselves. And especially as a man, when you're married, you have kids, you're taking care about your family, about your kids, about all, and then you forget about yourself. And I think it's so important to have time for yourself. And if it's with your wife or a partner or just by yourself, but really have time for yourself and do what you want to do. Doesn't matter if the kids like it or the partner likes it, just doing what you love to do. I guess it's so important to recharge and be by ourselves too. What do you think, guys? Big Scott, you have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I totally agree. But being a single man myself, I think getting a hobby and getting yourself out of the house, without having the time with my daughter, I spend a lot of time by myself, but you need to go out and socialize with different guys, groups of guys, do a guy thing, because I think we're losing contact, we're probably the most hardest people to open up and talk in the first place. So you need to go out and it's practice, you just need to chat to people. And doing it over a hobby, you're on the same level. It doesn't matter where you come from, what you do, how much you earn, what's your living status. It's you're both the same. You're on the same playing field, whatever you. So there's over here, there's a thing called ninja. So they get together, pot around in the shed, and make silly things with items that you've kept for 20 years because you might need it one day. But so there's a lot of hobbies. I think it's to do with the male bonding, which I think we're lacking a lot of at the moment.
Absolutely. Another question I have to you guys: did you ever had a hobby that you have been so into it, so focused that you forgot your surrounding, maybe your family or your job? Did you ever experience that? I had it because I remember when I was a reader, I had a time when I was reading like crazy, and when a book got me, I didn't work. I had to. Doesn't matter how many hundred pages this book had. I had to finish this book before I stand up to do work or talk to my family. Did you ever have a hobby that really got you?
Yeah, I do. My favorite hobby actually is meditation, and that takes me away from everybody. It takes me in with myself. It brings me into a deep silence and a deep connection with myself and reality. So definitely, my favorite hobby is that. And stand-up paddling does the same job. Yeah.
Okay, MARCIN, you?
For me, I was searching my memories actually if I had any of the moments like this, and I think the one thing that actually keeps me out of this world is writing. So I'm writing a diary and also sometimes morning pages, if you will, or whatever, or poems, and then I'm just completely in it. And I even say to, I don't know, friends or my family, listen, I go writing, and they know that they are not supposed to go into the room because there is something there and I'm just alone. So yeah, I think for me it would be writing, and then this is like dialoguing with myself, if you will, and just exploring different thoughts and ideas and planning, or just throwing everything out.
Okay. Christian, how about you?
Well, I was thinking really on. I think the one thing that really puts me away from all of the other things is my kind of how I do yoga, because I do. Maybe I had a very special yoga teacher, and she taught me that yoga isn't about you have to do this asana and then this and then this and then this, and then your yoga is finished. So she taught me to listen to my inside and to listen to my body and what my body needs and wants. So when I start yoga, I usually start breathing, then I go in a little stretching, and while I'm stretching, I'm recognizing, here on my back, there's this little itchy feeling somehow. So I go to this one, and then I go to the next one, and when I look at the clock, whoa, it's 3.5 hours already. Okay, maybe I better stop because I had to, I don't know, maybe I had an appointment or something. So yes, for me, it's this yoga thing that sometimes really gets me into another galaxy.
Thank you, Christian. So, guys, after we go shortly for a commercial break, we bring a commercial, a company who does sustainable fashion. I really love that, so I want to bring this on, our sponsor. And afterwards, we continue. And I want to have a discussion with you. If each of you ever thought about making your hobby your business and making money out of it and become a business out of it, but we discuss this after the commercial break. So, see you soon, guys.
When all my broken sneakers started to pile up in the wardrobe, I realized that we have a problem. Sneakers are made from plastics, and plastic is not mendable. My name is Philip, and I'm one of the founders of Our Choice Fashion. How many times did this happen to you? How can eco sneakers save the world when they break after only a few months and we have to buy pair after pair that breaks? We are here to give you the solution, a choice for truly sustainable fashion in the world's first circular sneakers. On average, we all buy 3 pairs of sneakers each and every year. This adds up to 25 billion sneakers per year, of which most end up in landfills. This adds up to 350 million tons of CO2 emissions, the same amount as for the country of Italy or the state of California. So we started to develop a product that would have all the old-fashioned qualities. It is mendable, it has a classic design, and it has a natural comfort. Because we chose the best designer there is, Mother Nature. The sneakers get more and more comfortable the more you wear them. Made from vegetable tan leather and natural latex from the rubber tree, the sneakers are both sustainable and comfortable. These sneakers are made from pure raw materials that are both fully biodegradable and fully recyclable. The best thing here really is that when your sneakers need an upgrade, you just send them right back to us using the same bag that you got them delivered in. We then resole your sneakers, put on a fresh pair of laces, and give them a nice new polish. This means that you can wear your sneakers for many years to come. Our sneakers are more than sneakers. They are a circular function, and we developed a smart pull for you to step into your sneakers without stepping down the heel. This means that you get a truly sustainable grip. We've got a fully circular business model, and that's why we'll only produce sneakers on your demand. Book your product now and get that sustainable grip at a discount. We've been on this amazing journey for 2 years, and now we're inviting you to also make a choice for truly sustainable fashion. Try the world's first circular sneakers, 100% plastic free, and I can promise you that our choice will be your companion for many years to come.
But I don't think this is a good advice actually, because maybe you can be inspired by something that only your girlfriend is doing. My wife inspired me to start martial arts because she has a black belt in karate Kyokushin, and she started to training me as well, and she is bossy as well. So it worked just for a period of time. So I think we can inspire each other with something completely different, but also it is good to do something that we both share, I don't know, something that we both like to do. So I think it should be both sides, this or that.
Okay. Because, guys, I was thinking about doing a business together or do a hobby together. Both is too much for me, but just one of it out of it. And I was thinking, maybe it's better a hobby. No, you can break less in a hobby than in a business. What do you think?
So how much money do you need?
I agree with that one. I would also choose the hobby doing together than the business.
Okay. Ezra, you wanted to add something? Both of us, my girlfriend and myself.
Yeah, I believe that whatever we do with our loved ones should be something that we really enjoy. No? Business usually is not something that we enjoy. The best thing would be to be something that we really enjoy. But I guess this hobby just happens. We in this modern days, we want to have everything. We want to have a handbook of how to do this, how to do that, how to have a hobby with my girlfriend or with my partner. When all we have to do is be and just live as we are and share connection, and as the connection grows, we hopefully, if each one of us is able to express oneself as we are, we'll discover a lot of things. We discover what we want to do together, and maybe this activity, this hobby, can turn into a business. Why not?
Yeah, actually this brings the bridge to the question I want to ask you. Did anyone of you think about making your hobby a business out of it?
Well, yeah, I've been a meditation instructor for many years, on and off, with my local Dharma centers, and also I've been away from teaching or giving any kind of instruction for a few years because I've decided I have dedicated this time, this 6 to 7 years for myself. And now, yeah, I feel like I would like to go back and do much more formal practice and instruction of meditation, definitely, which is an activity that I really enjoy. Not only in terms of meditation, but also as a tool of knowing oneself better and love oneself much more.
Okay. Thank you, Ezra. Christian, you want to add something?
Very. I love what Ezra said, and I love the way, like allowing things to evolve and to grow naturally, not really like to plan. Okay, I want to have a common hobby with my girlfriend, so let's plan this very like from here. So I think we start doing things we like, and if you see we like something both, so we let this grow naturally. I like this way of starting things.
Okay. Thank you, Christian. Big Scott, I know that you have been a Barrett DJ. You're into music. Was it music first a hobby and then a profession? How was your journey?
Music, yeah, it was a hobby, but radio was a hobby for me. I started on pirate radio and I just wanted to talk to people and play music. And then I've done various radio stations, and I had so much music coming in that I couldn't physically listen to it all. But I've got a database of, I think it's about maybe 3 terabytes of music. And if I put everything in a player to play, it would still be playing a long time after I've gone. But yes, I think I've tried to take that, it's a passion, I'd say, rather than a hobby, but to try and turn that into a money-making business. Quite intricate. It's quite challenging, you know, but the dream is to get paid to do what you enjoy doing, and you'll never work a day in. So to people, playing music is my way of life, and if I get paid to do both, then my hobby has become my business. So
was there anything that changed when the hobby transformed into the business? Did you experience it differently?
What, the music industry?
Yeah. They said, okay, music was a hobby, then you made it more professional. Was there any change in your experience about music, or was it just the same?
Oh no, my experience in music, every song that I listen to, you know, I give it all, every one of them, its attention, and it's people putting their heart and souls on the line. It reaches with you when it connects with you. It doesn't matter whether it's rock and roll or it's dubstep or whatever. That is what I like about music. What I like to try and do with the music is show that there's more to the world of creativity, and also getting away from the mainstream, because a lot of the mainstream music is the same sort of philosophies, the same story, so you can't really get away from it. So we all love music, we all attach to music, so that's where my passion, my hobby became, and now I'm, but the money's not driving, it's just music. And I think that, back to what we were saying earlier on, you disappear from the world if a song hits you, and then you play it 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times on repeat, because it just takes you to a level that nothing else can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for sharing that, Big Scott. Gentlemen, a question I have for you, because, you know, maybe it's interesting also for our audience, because some of you are really busy. We have a full working day. We are passionate about the business we're doing, the job we're doing. Some of us have family. When do you find time for your hobbies? Do you really schedule it to say, okay, this is blocked for my hobby, for myself? Or do you say, okay, whenever I have time, I do it. If I don't have time, it's cool too. Or do you really block it? MARCIN, what is your strategy on that?
So my strategy here is actually to schedule this time, usually, or building into my daily routine. And also I'm using it as a reward, especially when I have some work to do that I do not necessarily love in my business. Then I am just thinking that, yeah, at 7 I can do this and that. So if I finish this now, then I will be rewarded later. And actually, I wanted to just comment a little bit about the previous question as well, because I've heard about this interesting experiment done by Harry Harlow, when monkeys were treated with those little locks to be unlocked, two groups of monkeys, and one group of monkeys was rewarded for unlocking those puzzles, and the second group was not rewarded. And actually the results were that those monkeys that were not rewarded done more. And if the monkey gets reward, then she is just focused on the reward itself, not on the work that she was doing. So maybe this is something that may be also interesting regarding considering your hobby as your work. So if I got paid by that, would I have the same pleasure with doing that or not? This is the question.
Thank you, Marcin. Christian, do you schedule your hobby time?
Well, I kind of have to, because in winter times, my diving is in a I don't know, in this public swimming place. So I have to be there on Monday, 8 o'clock p.m. So that's how they schedule me. My yoga, well, I'm free. I'm listening to my body, and if my body says, okay, man, you got to do something for these aching places here, then I do that. And I just remembered I got a bow and some arrows lying around here. So if you really want to try it, Roland, just come over to Germany. We have some beautiful forests here, and they're setting up plastic animals there where you can improve your I don't know, archery skills. So you're invited.
Thank you so much, Christian. Yeah, I will definitely when I go down from Austria, because I will spend winter in South Spain and in Portugal. I will cross Germany and then I will give you a call. Yeah, because the same stuff they have here. So there's plastics animal, you can hunt them. Thanks for the man. I will come back to you. Thank you so much. Ezra, are you scheduling your hobby time, or you just say, okay, go with the flow?
Well, of course, I think we all have things that we have to do, like work and pay our bills. But definitely, my hobby is everything's in a sense is centered around my hobby. Because I actually practice the same meditation whenever I'm working. So yeah, I do schedule it. I have meditation sessions scheduled to the day. But one thing I'd like to add before we go is that a hobby is not something that I do. My hobby is something that I am. So with that vision, it's a way in which I am being myself, doing what I love to do.
I love that, Ezra. I hope it's not what I do, it's what I love that. Yeah, gives me a new perspective on about how I spend my time. What does it say about me, about myself? Yeah, thank you so much. Big Scott, do you schedule your hobby time?
Yes, I think a lot of the time you have to make time for yourself, and if your life is dictated by agenda, and also if you've got a forgetful memory like me, yes, I do schedule certain times that if I want to do nothing, I do nothing. If I want to do a hobby, I do a hobby, or drawing or painting. But we need to take that time. So schedule it. If you've got such a busy schedule, there's no use. You can't make time for yourself, because if you don't, you're just going to burn yourself out, and then you're no use to anybody, not even yourself. So yes, make time. Out of however many hours there are in a week, I'm sure you can put at least 8 aside for yourself to start with, but do it. Take that time to be yourself and do what you want, if it's a hobby or not. I am going back to something earlier on. Pick up a book, read a book. That's the quickest way to get lost from this world and into another world of whatever you're reading. So make that time just to read a few pages of a book, and not before you go to bed or when you first wake up. Just take that time for you. So yes, I do tend to schedule myself, but there's also impromptu things as well. It's not static, but I make sure that I have that certain amount of hours per week that time and nobody else's.
Thank you, Scott. Yeah, what I do, I remember when I have been living on Mallorca or the places before I've been, I always scheduled my workout time. When I go to the gym, I always did this. This was for sure. Or when I'm playing golf, for sure, because especially when you meet somebody else, when you share something with somebody else, you hope, of course, you have to schedule it. But also when I love to go to the gym by myself, and I always schedule it. And actually, I just experienced that now since 7-8 weeks. I'm living in my RV. I went more with the flow. So I was very inspired. Yesterday, I finished a book by David Goggins. I don't know if somebody heard about it. David Goggins is one of the most, I don't know, the most bravest man or the most insane man in the world. And I was reading his book, Can't Hurt Me. And he suggested something that I try out. I started today. I actually, some of you know that I'm a so-called 5 a.m. member. I always get up at 5 a.m. in the morning at the latest. And I scheduled my day. I did a strict schedule from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. And I schedule it in 15 minutes breaks to make the best out of my day. And I schedule my working time, my dogs, when I cook, when I eat, sleeping, of course, obviously from 10 to a.m. I also schedule my time. So I try this out and I will give you a feedback. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, time is running, is flying away. It was so fast. I really enjoyed it with you and learned from you how you see your hobbies, how you spend it. And for the audience out of there, if you want to get in contact with one of these amazing guys and learn from his experience or share and care and connect, please go on our website. It's called www.bonfiretalks.com. For those who are listening on a radio station, like Bonfire Talks, I will spell it for you. It's BONFIRETALKS.com. And on this website, you will also find all of the panelists and their short bio and the contact details. So don't hesitate and contact one of us, whatever you want to share and care. And if you have any suggestions also about a topic we could discuss in our one of our next shows, please also go on the website, write a short idea and why you want to have to discuss this. You're more than welcome. Okay, guys, I want to shortly one sentence, guys, to finish up, to give for the audience, and I start the other way around. Big Scott, one sentence for the audience you want to give for them.
Do
I'd
something
like to say
that excites you and scares you. Oh, sorry.
Can you repeat, Scott? Can you repeat?
Yeah, do something that scares you. Something every day that excites you, makes you tingle. You need a bit of excitement every day.
Thank you. Thank you. Ezra, one sentence.
Yeah, and enjoy yourself.
Enjoy yourself. Great. Christian.
The very point of time you gotta go and do your hobby is when you at least want it.
Okay, thank you. MARCIN.
I would say that time spending alone, it's a valuable time even if you do nothing, and being with yourself could also be a hobby for life.
Thank you. And my final word is, guys, there's not much to say. There's much to do. Go out, move your ass, whatever you want to do. Enjoy. Thanks a lot. And we see next time, next Wednesday, same time, same station. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Ciao.